Oh, the show's already started before we even started.
We're
were
complete
already
idiots.
started. Hey, welcome to week number 5. Can you believe this is our
Is it
fifth?
fifth? Wow. We took last week off,
man.
and I missed you. We didn't record last week. Obviously, we showed
you were out
a
town
video.
all week.
Yeah, and I just
week.
want you to know that I have coffee breath right now, and
That's
I'm
okay.
so
That's
sorry,
okay.
and probably COVID.
That's
so.
okay. I haven't worn deodorant in a week. So those things can mingle. Hey, just so you guys know, before we really get into what we want to start talking about, we're experimenting with something. We're trying to make my head look somewhat proportional to Brandon's, so he's sitting slightly closer.
Yeah, just a little bit. I
Slightly
moved
closer.
forward. It looks like we're in the same, but we're not.
Hey,
His head's just bigger.
You know what started this week?
What?
Training camp.
Did you introduce us, by the way?
Oh man, I'm the beloved supreme leader. I'm the stick that stirs the coffee.
Yep.
And then this is
The Weir Factor. Come
and
on.
what,
8
that,
years
that
running.
illustration.
8 years running. Am I what?
You're the coffee.
Sure.
I
I'll
don't know
be-
what's
yeah.
going on there.
Stir me,
I'm
baby.
sure
Stir me.
Jordan's gonna jump all
He loves that.
over
And this is the
that one.
Confused Fantasy Football Show.
Man, what better way to get us started than to be confused at the beginning and just go right into this.
I love it.
Hey, so this is training camp week.
Training camp.
Training camp has started. That's exciting to me.
Sort
And that
of.
means fantasy football for
Oh.
us, for our league, has actually kicked off.
Trades are open.
Trades are open.
Lots of stirring. Lots of things happening.
Yeah, so for the 4 people that watched this show 3 times
We had
over,
20 views last week.
how is this possible?
I don't know.
Oh, man.
You
Hey, Morgan
famous.
watched. Morgan May, one of our
We can
co-staffers.
convince
she
a staff
watched.
member that they had to watch.
She watched it. She's going to be a guest
She
star
didn't
soon.
watch all of it, did she?
Of course not.
Okay.
Of
All right.
course not. Of course not. But hey, training camp has started. That means trades are opening. So hey, this guy has a serious trade problem. You can probably take advantage of that right now.
Yes.
You can trade cash. You can trade players. And just so everyone knows, when I say trade cash, that means going against the upcoming draft this year. So you're not trading next year's cash. You can never trade free agent cash. So don't think that. It's the cash you've got this year, and this is what everyone needs to know. You all have $200 as of now because there is no keepers except for this guy. This guy does not have $200. He has $181. So
I don't need it.
don't ask
I'm gonna
cash
win
from
anyways.
him. He has no cash to give you. But man, trades are happening. Let's
Yeah.
make it happen, people.
Come
Let's go.
on. And there's not really any camp news because nothing is happening in camp so far. We thought it was like going to open up and they were going to start practicing. Apparently, you said earlier it's not. I'm
It's
hearing
not.
nothing.
It's
So
not.
we don't have anything to
It's
talk about
check-ins.
that. But you know what we do have to talk about
What?
is COVID. I know we don't want to talk about it too much, but the reality is a baseball team got shut down this week. 2 teams did.
That's crazy to
Yeah.
me.
Missing games, and here's the problem with baseball is that they have a model that's similar to football's. Now basketball, they've got no tests, no
They're
positives,
smarts.
no anything. They're living in a bubble. They're doing this. Football's like, you'll be fine. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. We're the NFL. We'll tell COVID what's
Yeah,
happening.
yeah, we'll control this.
We'll control the COVID.
And so we could run into part of our season where either teams
Yeah.
get shut down. I mean, what are you gonna do if 20 guys get it? I mean,
Yeah.
even 12 guys. Same as with the Marlins, like 12 guys get it. I think you kind of have to think about shutting a team down at that point. So it could. Seriously, it will probably affect the season in
Without a
some
doubt.
way, and we
Yeah.
have to be prepared
Players,
for that.
teams.
I don't know what that's going to do to
coaches.
fantasy.
What about coaches? Like, think about that. Like, a
Yeah.
coach goes out.
Yeah,
That's a big
I have
impact.
no idea how they're going to play college football. Think about the bubble you can't keep the NFL players in. Think
Yeah.
about college. They're going to be at
not gonna
college
happen.
around thousands of other people, going to classes, doing things. And plus, the teams are a lot larger, 100
Yeah.
person on the team, right?
Yeah.
They're going to be around so many more people. So I just do not know how college football is going to start. So here's been my plea to college football: just move to the spring.
Oh, yeah.
Just think about that. Like we would have football all
year round.
year. The Super Bowl ends and college football season starts.
Let's make this
Can you-
happen. That's a
it-
brilliant idea.
XFL is never going to work.
No,
No
it's done.
other
It's done.
football is ever going to work. But you know what will work?
College.
College.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
People
just
are
delay.
bought it. Just delay.
Just push it. Just
Why
push
do they
it.
need to be at the same
Or
time anyways?
Or it started early.
Yes,
Or
and
it's
then
just
move
started
some
early.
of the football games on for NFL
Yeah.
to Saturday, so you have Saturday, Sunday, Monday football
Yeah.
and Thursday.
Yeah.
But you have football all weekend.
I would love
They
it.
get extra days to show more games. You
love
can
it.
watch more games.
Yeah.
You can do all that, and then you get to into the spring. You could just watch college football.
Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing. And then what I need is a stimulus package year round because I don't want to do anything else. I just want to watch football. I just want to sit at home.
Pay me to watch football.
and watch football.
So that's my great idea. But
I'm scared
hey,
for college.
I am too. We need to get to our sponsors here
Let's do
real
it.
quick. And this is a special sponsor to us, a very, very important sponsor to us.
The most important
Yeah,
that we've ever
because-
had.
It's us.
It's
This is the Confused Fantasy Football Analysts. Now, this is a new company that we are bringing you that is based on our success in this show.
3 championships combined.
We are YouTube
Don't
famous.
worry about who had the more in the 3. What's important is 3.
But here, we are YouTube famous, and we've got to
famous.
strike while the iron is hot right now, and that's what we're doing. And what we're leveraging is the fact that we know you all suck at fantasy football.
You're all horrible.
You're terrible.
You're so bad.
You're so bad.
We've studied your teams.
Your team is doo-doo.
We've looked at your teams. You need help.
They're so bad. So, listen, typically the price is $200 a season.
That's a good price.
That is a great price. We're going to send you updates, things you need to know about what's happening,
Yes.
what you should do, who you should drop, who you should pick up. We'll do all of that for you. You don't have to think about it anymore. Don't pay the fantasy footballers $20 for their stupid thing. We'll give you specific advice for your team to help you not be
It's
doo-doo.
customized.
But
Customized
get this.
advice.
Right now, we're running a special promo with a special code
Yes.
that's going to
Yeah.
take this from $200 down to $195. $195.
$195.
That's it. That's it. And
That's
you get
a
updates.
steal.
I know. I'm telling what the code is.
The code is, you text this to both of us, and it's I suck. So you just text the letter I, meaning you, not the letter U, but I suck, because that's a true representative of who you guys are, right?
Yeah.
And then we will take that, and for $195, a $5 discount, that's a McDonald's 2 for $5
Oh,
right
man.
there.
You
for
better jump in on that quick.
It was already still at $200.
Yeah, we will need the payment in full, though, up front.
Oh, absolutely. You can Venmo that to us. Here's the other thing, too. We are generous men. We are kind men. We love you guys. And so we've got a free tip right now for you.
Oh, a little bit like a taste. This is a taste of
it's
what
a-
you're going to get. What's
It's
coming
a
your way?
Teaser tip. And I'm going to throw it
Love
out there. And we had a little bit of debate. Should we share this type of information? Because, again, you
It's
guys
insider
are good.
stuff. And we
Insider
know I have
stuff.
sources. Shefty's talking to me.
Yeah, it's got all the sources. It's got Shefty. And so here we go. Here's the tip. If you have the opportunity, because we can't tell you what will be available in the draft and what won't be, but if you have the available opportunity in the draft CMC and Michael Thomas.
Oh, my goodness.
You'll win.
Where are you going to find that kind of information?
Winning information.
Oh,
so
my goodness.
Text us.
Dude, if you have
I suck.
CMC and Michael Thomas on your team, you're
You'll be the
done.
best.
You win.
You'll
Yeah,
be the
that's great.
best.
Draft both of them. Draft
You'll be
one
the
of them.
best.
Get in on that.
Here's even better. Draft both of them for $50. If you can pull it off,
Yes.
get 2 players for $50. Text us, I suck. Send us $195. More information like that coming your way.
Yeah, and listen, that one was for free. That's good information, and that's what you need. That's the kind of stuff that you need to win your league. We want to help you out.
We want to help you out. Hey, we are going into the totally relevant topic of the week. No guest star this week. We don't need one every week. In fact, it's kind of a bummer when we bring them in because they're not smart.
Yeah.
They give you guys bad advice.
They make us talk less. Like, I want to talk more.
less. We need to talk more. We need to share our insights more. So we have a great, totally relevant topic of the week. I'm going to tell you what it is, and then Brandon's going to set up the rules for us so there's no confusion. So it is bargain basement. So we're talking about bargain basement. It is the bargain players on opposing teams. Bargain players on opposing teams. So we're talking about what you guys love to hear about, your not very good teams, some of your players.
Yeah, and let me just let's set this up because some of you are dumb and you don't understand what this means. These are people. Obviously, if I could take anybody off of Ben's team, I'm going to take Zeke or I'm going to take Kamara. That's
Of course.
But who are some of those players who we think are going to exceed their dollar value, that are going to bring real value? No, this isn't like $2. Some of them may be $2, but it can be in the 20 range. It can be like, who do we think are good value players right now on other people's teams that we're going, man, like a little taste of that. I wish I could have a little bit.
A little
of that.
tasty taste. So we're going to give you bargain players. We might even talk about some bust players. I don't know. But just know this. Exceeding value or maybe not living up to value.
And we're going to do the 5 teams that we are done so far, including Bork, who will be roasting later on.
Hey, I don't know if you guys saw the last episode, but we were so excited.
Oh,
when we
I'm
were like,
so
it's
excited.
Bork. It is
And
Bork.
we really dug in, and I'm even more excited about it.
We're
So,
getting
but,
better.
But
We're
hang
getting
on.
better.
I don't
Our
know.
shows are getting better.
Maybe they're getting worse. Who knows? We're bringing more we're going to bring our analysis in now. They're like, oh, this sucks. Okay, we're going to start with Ben, actually. And obviously, Ben can't.
Wait, we got to refer to team names.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There can only be Ben.
That's right.
Who's we will begin with. Obviously, Ben can't say, his bargain player, but he is going to tell you a player that he is excited about and a player that he's not so excited about. But I'll start us, though.
Yep.
Mine is DJ Chark, coming in at $12.
That's juicy. That's juicy, man.
He could take off. I mean, you're looking at that. This is Juju a few years ago when he's $11, and then he outperforms, his 1,400-yard season, something like that. You could have that kind of season from DJ Chark this year. Maybe like 1,100, something like that. But easily could score 8 touchdowns.
So good.
And you pay $12 for him. He's the clear number one there.
Yeah.
Extremely talented.
Yep.
He's got Minshew throwing to him, which we know Jordan loves and believes in.
For some reason.
Yeah. Well, they're going to throw the ball to him a lot.
They are.
He's
They
not
will.
afraid to fling the ball. I think that is a good deal.
You know what? And if I was looking at my team, that's exactly who I would have talked about was Chark. One player I am excited about in real life and in terms of fantasy is Michael Gallup.
You're such a homer.
I dude, absolutely. But dude, Gallup was like WR23 or something like that. I wrote it down. Yeah, he's like WR23. He broke 1,000 yards. He missed 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
He missed 2 games. A lot of people don't remember that he missed 2
Yeah.
games. So when he came back, he still wasn't full speed. The dude is really good. I like watching him, and he's only $9. That's a really good value. So I think about keeping him.
It's just too bad he has to compete with the greatest receiver of all time,
Amari Cooper.
CeeDee Lamb.
Oh my gosh.
It's never going to end.
It's never going to end.
All right, you have somebody else down
yeah,
there, too.
and then the player, this was an easy one. The player I'm worried about is Aaron Jones. He's $45.
as you should be.
Yeah,
$45.
And it's as in fantasy, it's not the player that I'm worried about, although a lot of your teams are full of players that are awful that you should worry about. It's not Aaron Jones as a player that I'm worried about or his talent. It's $45. It's $45 attached to him.
And the production. Does it go like last year where it's just
I don't
so
spend
up and down?
$45.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, man. He's a baller, though, man.
Okay.
He's good.
All right, let's get to the next one. The next one is Team the Champion.
The champion.
That means he's in 9th place and he's still calling himself the champion.
Hey,
Good job, buddy.
Hold on to it for as long as you can. Hold on
David
to it for as long as you
Hansen.
can. I'll go first.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
the player that I think is interesting on his team, and this is probably debatable, is John Brown. But he's only $2. And John Brown was WR20. So he's He's $2. Do I think John Brown is going to be a WR1? No, I don't. But do I think John Brown will exceed his $2 price tag? Yes, I do. And this is the reason why. Because Josh Allen already has chemistry with John Brown. And Josh Allen likes to just throw the ball deep.
Okay.
And John Brown is an excellent receiver. He's a really good receiver. Stephon Diggs
I
is
legitimately
going to take
didn't look at
coverage.
yours beforehand, so this is a real shocked face right
Okay,
now.
okay.
This is legit.
So Stephon Diggs will take coverage away from John Brown.
Okay.
And I feel like John Brown is going to definitely exceed his $2 value.
Okay.
That's it. John Brown. Bam.
Wow.
Bam.
All right.
Bam. What do you got? Who do you got?
Listen, I'm going back to the well here. You know that I have a deep love and affection for this guy still, even though I've been burned
I
by
don't
him
know
and
why,
all that.
dude. I don't know why.
Mine's David Johnson. I think,
Oh my gosh.
but here's why. I'm not expecting him to be a $50 player or anything. He's $23.
Yeah.
I think they're going to give him the ball a ton, a lot.
Yeah.
I think, they don't have a great line, the dump off pass, just different things. I think that he's going to get the ball a lot. I think he's going to far exceed $23, and it's hard to find
Yeah.
a running back at $23 who you know is probably going to carry the ball 250 times and probably catch, 50 or so passes. Obviously, injury risk, all those types of things, but I think they're going to find a way to use him in that offense. I think Bill O'Brien wants to, so I think $23, it's not crazy like it was, $50 last year.
Yep.
I think it's a good deal.
Yeah. I mean, I could see it.
I'd want him.
I mean, they traded for him, right?
Yeah.
And it's not like the year before they traded a third-round draft pick for a running back that they didn't know how to use and didn't use. Well, wait, they did. They really did.
Yeah, but Duke Johnson sucks.
Oh, Duke Johnson is good. He's a good player.
He is
a good player. He's not an every down back.
Receiver out of the backfield.
Yeah,
David
he's a
Johnson
good player.
could be an every down back.
He could be.
He
could
has
be.
been.
I think the man's broken. I think he runs like this. I think he's got Jerry
No, he's good.
problems.
He's
got
good.
Jerry
We'll see.
problems.
We'll see.
All right, let's keep going. So let's talk about Team Minshew's Minstrels.
What's a minstrel?
It's the dude that plays the songs, right?
Are you
Back in the
sure?
day, he's all like Robin Hood, Hoodalolly. I don't know. That's what I think.
Okay.
Minshew's
All right.
Minstrels. Isn't it weird?
I get first pick on this, by the way. Don't
Oh
try-
yeah.
don't
Just
try-
real fast. Just a little thing on Jordan, real fast, right? And Jordan knows this is true. Have you ever met a person that gets attached to quarterbacks? In fantasy football, the way Jordan gets attached to quarterbacks,
Or just in general. I made a joke about Danny Dimes this week on the thing, and he took it so serious. I was like, I'm just playing, man. I don't know. I don't have any idea if Danny Dimes is
It's
going to
like
be good. Nobody does.
Denny Dimes, Minshew, who else? Baker.
Baker, man, he loves some quarterbacks.
He
Watson.
does.
Watson, that's a good one though.
Watson?
It's actually a good one.
Kick us
okay,
off, brother.
I-
Kick us off.
I have a fascination with this player as well, although I've never owned him. And Jordan won't trade me him, even though I send him fair value for him all the time. It's OBJ.
OBJ, man.
He's just so tempting.
He
He's
is.
so tempting.
He is, because you know what he's capable of.
Yeah, $21. That's
steal.
if he's
That's a
at
steal.
35, 45, whatever, I'm going, oh, then it hurts. But $21.
Yeah, and think about this. I'm not saying that he would do this. Think about franchise tagging OBJ, and now he's like $11, and you are paying $11 for potentially the W, because there aren't many players that you can say potentially this guy could be the WR1.
Yes, he's got
OBJ
top 5 potential easily.
OBJ has that ceiling.
He's so
He's
good.
got that ceiling. I'm
Yeah.
with you, man. OBJ is great. And
Okay.
that's one reason why we liked his team, because we thought he had some
Yeah.
talent. Okay, so you took OBJ. I really, when I saw you write down OBJ, I was like, dude, that's the man. But the other one is, I'm going to go lower end again, and it's Darius Slayton.
I love it. That's a good.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
great.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
If I will tell you guys the truth, just putting it out there, if Jordan doesn't keep Darius Slayton for $2,
You'll buy him for at least 3.
I would, yeah. Because that's my max ceiling bid.
yeah, that's
And
that's all you have.
Actually,
Like, I'm
that's-
going hard.
it's one player
Bank.
for $3 too.
It's like I spend all my money on Darius Slayton.
I would, because I think Slayton and Danny Dimes have something.
Yeah.
I do think he's the best receiver in that core. I think he's the most talented. I think he's
Definitely
the
not
most
Golden Tate. Bork did. I shouldn't do that. We got a like.
Yeah, we got.
All right,
we got
next
something
one
happening.
is Team Barry Pickin.
Horrible
which-
team.
Terrible team name too. Like, come on, bro.
Okay, I'm
So
gonna take easy money here. I'm gonna take the easiest one here, and it's Edelman. $4 for
Yeah.
Julian Edelman. I mean, I don't care who's throwing to him. I don't care that Brady's gone. $4 for Julian Edelman, last year's WR7, a perennial top 10
Yeah.
wide receiver.
Yeah.
Where do you think he falls? To wide receiver 2023? That's $4 worth of value.
Yeah.
Easy money right there, dude.
Yeah.
Dude,
And somebody you're
Julian.
putting in your flex that you feel good about.
Yes.
Mine is continuing on with washed up running backs.
You love him.
I do. I just, Todd Gurley.
Yeah.
It was only
Yeah.
2 seasons ago that he's
MVP,
gangbusters.
He's MVP, baby.
And you had to pay for him last year, but this year, $24.
Mhm.
He's going to get the ball. Atlanta's going to find ways to use him, to
Yeah.
give him the ball, do all those things. For $24, I mean, you could easily have, I think RB12.
Well, you know what his ceiling is.
His ceiling is RB like 6 or 7 to me.
Yeah, because
To
the
me.
offense isn't going to run through him like it did back in LA.
No, and the offense is
But
not
he's a-
going to be as good
He's a top
at
10
running
RB.
through him.
It's a
What you
top
said,
10
but-
RB.
Yeah.
He's awesome. I love Curly, dude. All right, going on to the last one. Team Saskatoon Snuggle Bears.
What does that even mean?
It's some
What's
type
this-
of
what's
weird
Saskatoon?
Alaskan or Eskimo or
Yeah,
wherever he's
he doesn't
from.
realize we're in Texas, does he? Like, so no, skip that.
You know, he's
Saskatoon.
still the type of dude that, like, Borg's the type of dude that walks out and it's like 20 degrees and he's in shorts, right? And he's all
Shorty
like,
shorts, jorts. He's in jorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's got his Fargo hat on, whatever those are called, right? He's all like, somehow he reverses.
He's saying, like,
an
don't you
accent.
know? And
Yeah,
he's like,
don't,
oh,
you know? Don't you know? We go get some donuts. So, anyways, what do you got? What do you got for this Saskatoon Snuggle Bears?
All right, this is the person that I feel like is probably going to present the most value for Bork, and that's no one.
Because nobody.
Because I mean, you're paying for Adams, and then I'm like, well, he's at the top of his value. I mean, that's
max
it,
ceiling.
max ceiling.
dude.
And then I looked at the rest of his team and went, ooh,
You don't want them. You don't want them at their price.
yeah. I mean, I guess
Dig for one.
but-
Dig for one.
okay, but you can't do Lamar Jackson because it's $2 for Bork, but it'd be 27 for me. So me, that's the
That's
top of
true.
the value. I think McLaurin, maybe. I mean, maybe he has a breakout season
Sure.
this year, and I don't see him having Chark breakout potential. But that's just me.
Yeah.
That's just me. I
I
might
mean,
be
there's
wrong.
a lot of McLaurin
But-
love.
McLaurin's he's a great route runner.
Yeah,
I
he's
mean, I
fast.
think he's fast. He's very, very fast, and
Yeah.
I mean, I think he is a very good receiver. And then you look at the quarterbacks throwing to him.
It's an off season.
It's not going to be consistent. That's the whole
Yeah,
thing.
I'm
It's
with
not
you
going to
too.
be consistent.
I'm with you too.
And he's $14. Did I say that already?
Yeah,
$14.
he's
so.
no. I'd rather have DJ Chark too as well. So the guy I looked at, and so I kind of went the opposite way because I'm with you. I couldn't find really anybody, right? So,
I do like your pick, though. I just saw it.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
it.
yeah,
I like
yeah.
it. I
So
think
I'm going to go with T.Y. Hilton, and this is why, because I mean I don't know, Pork, if you've got a franchise tag at everyone, but you franchise tag this dude, and now you're talking about an $8 player. But even at a $15 player, you are talking about a veteran WR1
Yep.
that has Phillip Rivers throwing to him.
percentage chance he misses at least 3 games though.
Man, okay, so that's the hard thing is this dude's broken?
But I'm saying,
And he's 30.
put a number on it right now. Percentage.
60.
I'd say 80. I'd say 80.
He's gonna miss something.
He is. He's gonna miss a few.
Yeah, but
He's gonna miss a few.
if at least if I'm Borg and you want to keep something, right? $15 is a good value.
Well, luckily, like he hasn't been super durable in his career, and he's getting older, and that always goes real well. When
He's 30 years old, and he's a speed player.
Yeah, he's a smaller kind of player.
Don't worry, nothing happened, guys.
No, don't worry about it. You didn't see
Nothing
anything,
happened.
but we did, which was nothing. All right, I got a couple questions here for you real quick.
I'm excited.
Here. I want you to do some cheat sheet costs. A new one just came out yesterday or today or whatever it may be. So I want you to tell me how much you think these guys are, what's their value. So you're just going to guess it. You're not going to know. You're going into it blind. Okay, so the first one, pretty easy, CEH. Now, I want to tell you before you get this, this is with the fact that Damian Williams is not going to be there. So it's a bump. So how much do you think he is?
He would have obviously driven up $30. $30.
$39. That fast.
$39
like
dude.
that.
So he's approaching Aaron Jones' price of $45, $39.
Yeah.
Dude, $6 difference, dude. Here's a good question. This is totally outside of this. How much do you think CEH, if now his pricing is at $39, right?
Yep.
So that's approaching big time numbers because remember, $45 for Aaron Jones.
Yeah, he's the same
RB2?
price as Kenyon Drake. He's above Chubb.
That's big time money, right? For an unproven running back. I get Andy Reid, Kansas City Chiefs, not discrediting that. How much money do you think he's going to go for in our league? In our league.
Borg's got over 100, so I think he's going to go 75.
What does Hansen got? He's got to have some money, right?
No, Hansen has like $4. Remember that was why we made fun of him because he had a terrible team and he has no money.
Hansen,
And he's holding on to
bro.
Mahomes for $28.
You got to do something, man.
No money and a bad team. That's a good combination. Like at least Borg can be like, I have money.
And he's going to get CEH. I mean, dude.
Yeah.
$39?
Jerry and Barry are coming, though. They're always coming after those big players. I don't know how Jerry will make it happen, but somehow he'll bid $80.
Jerry, he's a programmer, right? So he breaks the system somehow.
I think, yeah, he
does.
does.
He keeps pushing your money. And you're like, aren't you at max bid yet? Nope.
No.
Because he's Jerry, and he's crazy, but it works out.
It does.
He
All
works
right,
out.
next person. Chris Carson. Chris Carson. How much is Chris Carson?
Okay, so CEH is at $39. Chris Carson is an RB1. I don't know, man. $18?
27.
No, $27.
$27. 27 for injured Chris Carson. Like the percentage chance that he's going to miss 2 games is in the 80s as well.
Oh my god.
Hey, he's on Hansen's team also. Okay, next up because this coincides. Josh Jacobs.
Oh, Josh Jacobs.
Yep.
Okay. Man, if CEH is 39.
You're getting some running backs here.
Yeah. If CEH is 39, Josh Jacobs has got to be 41, 42.
$28. He is $1 more than Chris Carson
Wait a
right
minute.
now.
Josh Jacobs?
Josh Jacobs. Yeah, I was shocked.
Josh Jacobs?
Yes, it's here. I mean, I'm telling you, it's here. It's here, man.
Is going. So, how much is he again?
Literally. $28, man. It's right here. He's right there. I'm looking at it.
I traded
RB14.
this guy.
They put him at
Jordan.
RB14.
What did you do, Jordan? What did you do?
Is there RB14?
This is impossible.
RB14.
This is impossible that CEH and Chris Carson are more money.
No, Chris Carson's not. He's a dollar cheaper.
It's a
Don't forget that dollar.
It's a dollar cheaper, and it's a light years difference in terms of talent and performance.
Yeah, they're in the same category. So RB14, RB15.
This is nuts. I understand saying hey, you know what, Josh Jacobs, I don't feel comfortable putting him as a top 8 RB because he's on the Raiders. But 14
at
Josh Jacobs.
People don't know how good he is. It really makes me sad that I traded him away.
It makes me sad now.
I traded him away. $28.
When I traded him, he was I think in the mid to high 30s. And so was Allen Robinson. So one of the reasons why I traded him was obviously to get Kamara.
Yeah.
That's the chief reason, right? But also was a financial move, right? Because I can't keep A-Rob and Josh Jacobs, for me, were more expensive than Kamara. So I needed that exchange.
No, not at $28. If he can lock in $28 right now, I'd do that.
Dude, that might be the best value of
I agree. I was shocked.
Right
I couldn't believe that. I was like, I looked at it like 4 times. I
What was
just
David
looked at it
Johnson?
again because
How
I'm
much
like,
was
there's
David
no
Johnson? $23 for David Johnson.
Yeah.
$5 more than you get Josh Jacobs?
Yep.
This is insane. Mike Clay's gone crazy.
You just changed your bargain bid down to a different. We actually did this before it came out, and I didn't want to switch it because I'm lazy. But I'm like, hey, what is happening here? Okay,
That's
next one.
To me.
It's coming out of left field here. I know you don't have any clue on this one. Zach Ertz. Like
it's talking about
tight end 3 or 4. Can we say?
Yeah,
is that a fair number to put him at? Probably tight end 3 or 4 on the season. He's been there forever.
I'm gonna say $12.
$17.
That's so. I really thought I was gonna say $12. I thought you were gonna be like, no, man, 9.
You thought you were going high.
I did. I really did.
No, $17.
$17. I mean,
maybe they're factoring the fact that the Eagles have no receivers.
They have no receivers, but here's the thing with Ertz: he's not going to play all the games.
He's not.
He's not going to play all the games.
But he's consistent when he's in. But 17 is a lot of money.
He is. And I know this is not a tried and true rule. There's always exceptions to it. But I am a believer in if your running back targets increase, it comes usually away from your tight end, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
So I think Miles is going to increase in targets.
So he's on Ryan's team, and Ryan will keep him.
Oh, please do. Yeah, wait. Let me go back to
Jordan's team at $28.
Let's redo this. Ask me how much Ertz is.
How much is Ertz?
Oh, man, I'd pay like $30, $40. How much is he?
So you have Ertz here, bad team. He's going to be on Ryan's team, overvalued, I think, too much money. And you got Josh Jacobs. You can start to see where good teams get built and then bad ones do.
I start to crumble.
Okay.
I'm still blown away that Josh Jacobs is so cheap. I really am.
Okay.
This is insane to me.
All right. Who costs more, Juju or Amari? Cooper, obviously. Juju, I don't need to explain.
Juju or Amari?
Yeah,
who costs
more?
It's got to be Amari. Amari has to cost more money.
Juju.
What is going on with these new prices? They got hacked. They got hacked by China. Or Jerry the Russian bot hacked them.
It's nothing crazy, but it's the same deal as we did before. It's $31 for Juju and $30 for Amari. Amari's a steal at $30, right? Like, not a steal, but he's a value at that point, right?
I mean, and Juju's great. By the way, Juju's an awesome player. We both love Juju. We talk about Juju as a player. Juju's awesome.
To my championship.
Yeah, Juju is one of those players, though, because there's questions around him that, depends on the price, right?
Yeah.
$30 for Amari, like $1 cheaper. Amari is the number one wide receiver on what's supposed to be a top offense.
Yeah,
right.
And it will be.
And you have a quarterback with a lot less question marks.
Yeah.
I don't trust Ben Roethlisberger's conditioning.
I heard his shoulder's perfect. It's like he's like a 25-year-old shoulder.
Like I think he gets like a beard, he rubs it on there, right? Like, oh.
Did you say a beer or
a beer? A beer, right? He's like,
I didn't know it was a beard or beer. I was like, either one makes sense with him. He just takes his beard off and he just
scrubs it on there, and he puts that beard on there. He's like, little for you, little for me.
A little for you, a lot for me.
Yeah, and a couple of donuts.
Man, he's living his best life now.
Best life now. He just looks rough.
Yeah,
I'm sure
he looks like he had bathed in a few days.
Dude, I'm sure he's in way better shape than me. But
all right, this was put on our group meet earlier. You said you didn't look at it, so I think
I haven't been able to be on group me all day.
All right, so you kind of have some running back ideas. How much is Miles Sanders?
Let's see. Miles probably, I'm saying 40.
45.
45.
He's made a big
45?
move.
Okay.
He's made a big move.
Okay,
this
so
one, it went
that's
up.
the shift for Jordan.
I mean, he Miles is going to cost him more money, which you can trade Miles to me if you want to. Or would you trade? Okay, question. Same price. Aaron Jones for Miles Sanders.
Who would I rather have, Aaron Jones or Miles Sanders?
Yeah, who would you rather have? $45 is the same exact price. You get your choice of one of them. Obviously, Aaron Jones is on your team. Miles Sanders on his. Who'd you pick? Because you got RB4.
Man, that's
right.
Really hard.
RB2. I'm sorry, he's RB2 in our league, and then
I'll just 30 seconds to walk through this real fast. So here's the thing with Aaron Jones. I know what his ceiling is. RB2.
Yep.
I don't know if Miles Sanders can ever do that.
Okay.
I don't know if Miles Sanders can ever do RB2. However, same price. Moving forward, in our league purposes, keeper, I will take Aaron Jones. I was trying to build it.
That's good. I was trying to build
wow. Because one of my working philosophies is I'll take a proven producer over potential anytime.
So then, okay, let me ask you this: your worry on your team is Aaron Jones. So you would be more worried about having Miles Sanders on your team than Aaron Jones?
I mean, yes. Because
he's never proven.
Because he hasn't done it yet.
Okay.
And I like his potential, but if I can take proven commodity versus potential, and age range is somewhat the same. We're not talking about a 33-year-old back.
I get you.
Right?
You're talking about Le'Veon Bell versus
And here's the other thing, because our league is a keeper league. If Aaron Jones does not get signed by Green Bay, he is a free agent. and he will go somewhere and he will get utilized, and he's still
Okay.
young. So
Hopefully.
I'll take the guy that has shown me, even though up and down, he drives me batty. I will take the guy that has shown me that he can put up 40 points in numerous games throughout a season and hit a RB2 overall number. RB2, RB3, that is hard to pass over.
No, I think your logic is sound. I think I'd take Sanders though.
I don't blame anybody.
Just more consistent. I would take the
yeah.
more consistent.
And Peterson, right? And I don't blame you, dude. It's a clearer path. It's not as muddled. I don't blame you. He's the most talented. He might be the most talented offensive weapon on the Eagles team now, right?
Yep. All right, last one.
Okay, I'm ready.
Ryan Tannehill.
Oh, Danny! He's $2. $2.
No, $1.
Oh,
Oh, bargain basement deal there. He's free. He's basically
because I ain't
free.
got no money, he's probably gonna be my quarterback, and I'll probably be rolling with him. For
All
a little
right,
bit.
now we have our most exciting breakdown of the
I'm so excited.
entire year.
I'm so excited.
The Saskatoon Snuggle Bears.
Oh, hey, don't forget, leave notes around
Matthew
on the back.
Borkowski. What? Oh,
First
okay.
page, yep.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep. And Matthew Borkowski coming in at us. He is your former trading warlock. I say former.
That's
We'll get
long
to that
gone.
in a bit. He's the current sad face. And he's got a handsome beard. But he also has a face that all of us are unsure about. Because nobody's ever seen his actual face. Like,
He's got
does
spectacular
he have
eyes.
is there a chin underneath there? Nobody would know. Nobody would
I
know.
wonder if I've got a chin anymore.
He's constantly running from all the problems in his life.
When he runs, do you think he's got one of those beer helmets he's drinking through as he's running?
Just
Like he's got the
Looking
camel
away.
back, right? He's got the camel back, but it's beer.
oh, this IPA is great.
It's like, this is so good. I'm working it out.
Man, he runs like 12 miles a day.
He's an
It's
impressive
crazy.
human.
It's
He's an
crazy.
impressive man.
He's surprisingly smart because if you talk to him and we're watching him play football, you're like fantasy football. You're like, he's not that smart. He's a Native American. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
He
Is he really?
He is.
That makes sense
He
then.
is.
That's why he pursued the profession he did.
He also has a gambling addiction.
Yeah, that's actually true. Every time he posts something, hey guys, it's only $100. Do you guys want to do this?
How many things
It's
is he
only
in for 100
$100.
bucks? He was like, oh, babe, I don't know where that $20,000 went from our account. No big deal. YOLO.
No big deal. I'll make it up tomorrow. He lights up a cigar with money. I'm gonna go jogging now. Starts drinking the beer.
And last but not least, he is very bad at fantasy football.
And we're about to show you. We're
Don't-
about to connect all the dots for you guys.
Don't
All
let
right.
one season make you think otherwise.
I have two good questions about our friend Borg. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate his beard?
It's got to be a 10.
It's a beautiful
I
beard.
mean, it's hiding no chin.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's
full.
great color, texture, and length.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like full, and then it's got the kind of the waves in it. The color's got a little bit of like the pepper in there.
Yep.
You know, the
It
salt.
does.
You know,
It makes
put
him
a
look
little
smart.
It does. It does.
He trims it well too.
And he carries
That's
his like he carries his beard well.
Yep. All right. Here's the second question: was Bork ever really good at fantasy football, or was it the curse of the first year? Was it the first year rub?
Well, looking at his team this year, it's definitely was the first year rub because he's done nothing except trade away Tyreek Hill for an injured Devontae Adams.
So is he took like a hard right into like, hey, I'm gonna show the world how bad I am at fantasy.
Yeah.
Did he say like, hey Ryan, follow me? And runs all like, no problem, bro.
You know, the best way to make your team better is to trade your best player to another team who's bad as well. So no, that's good. That's good.
Okay,
Way to
so
diversify.
let's understand this. All of you are bad, right? But in the order of
There's
who's
a
bad,
special level of
there's a
bad. and
special
it's-
level. Who's
Matt
so,
Borkowski.
So if like we have like floating over here like the Jerrys, the Russian bot Jerry, and the Jeremys and the Justins of the world, right? How far does like the Bork and the Ryans or whoever else we put down there sink? Right?
To the bottom.
To the very
To the
I
bottom.
love
And
it, man.
we'll fill that in here in just a second. So where did he finish this year, 2019? 7-7.
7-7. That's
So mediocre.
That's pretty good. That's
Pretty
pretty
good.
good, man.
Pretty
7-7.
He was the only one that was 7-7. So people had 2 wins less than him
Yeah.
below him, and Justin had 8 wins right above him. So
Yeah.
he's kind of just right there, right in the middle.
How many
His
points?
points for were 1783.
Where's that
puts him
place? Because that's not
seventh.
good.
Seventh. It's not good.
Seventh. Seventh in scoring.
1783, seventh in scoring. But get this, points against.
Yeah.
Okay? This is points
Yeah.
against. 1639.
Whoa.
That
Whoa.
puts him first. That means he had the lowest points against total. And not only that, by 55 points.
55 points. So that's
Points.
basically 2 blowout weeks, right? 2 blowout weeks or 10 weeks of 5-point wins.
How did he not win 9 games? Like we'll get to that in a second, how he didn't win.
You know, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And that's what we're talking about right here.
Yeah, he made the most moves within the season, 47, which just meant that he had no idea what the heck he was doing.
So in a 7-7 year, and what do you think went right? What went right for this guy?
The Ravens, the Baltimore Ravens, he bought big into them.
The
whole team, because Lamar pulled him. Lamar was amazing, and then his defense was number 4.
Yeah,
So he had the Baltimore defense, and
That's
then
good defense.
he had Justin Tucker,
Yeah.
number 1. So if I'm pulling the defense and the kicker in as like what went right for them, you know that not much went right for him. But also Devontae Parker, wide receiver 11,
was a good
picked him
pickup.
up off the
That was a
bargain
great
bin,
scoop.
and he lit fire at the end of the season, honestly. So
yeah.
I mean, good pickup, and that went right, and that's all.
So what went wrong then? Because 7-7, so we named some things that went right, but and you think a 7-1 team, surely things went more right, but it was a very low scoring team, right? So one of the things that went right for him was he just had the fantasy luck, right, working his way. And hey, I'll take it every year.
Yeah.
Let me just say that. I don't care. I just want the championship. I don't care if I win the most, if I score the most, if I have the best record. I just want the championship, right? So we're all in that same boat. But what went wrong on this team?
Fill him in. You got it.
Dude, man, I feel like this is it. We need to take this, and I think we need to just go into a break, like the deep dive.
Okay.
You want to go
Do you
deep
want
dive
to
on this?
do that right now? Okay.
Or do you want to wait on it?
Let's wait on it. Let's finish this up, and then we'll do it. But just tell them what went wrong.
So what went wrong? Scoring. Scoring is a really bad problem if you're 7th in the league. You do have to score to win games, so scoring was an issue. One of the reasons why scoring was an issue was a man named AB. AB. And
who traded him, AB?
I think you did.
I won that in the end.
Yes. So I think we all look at it, and nobody could blame Borg for AB, right?
Yeah.
But how awesome is it?
So essentially, I traded him AB, and then he held on to him, and he went down.
Yeah.
He traded me David Johnson, and then I used David Johnson to trade for DeAndre Hopkins, and then trade for Saquon. So essentially, I traded AB for Saquon. Who wins?
Borg. That's actually a pretty good trade there, man. That's Borg. Why would you trade him Saquon?
Oh, Borg, you idiot!
Idiot, Borg. No wonder why you scored so low. But you know what? You know what is crazy is I think about this all the time because AB was so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Right. And at one time, AB was right up there with he was like the Megatron of the receivers, right? He was the one receiver that if you were in a redraft league and you didn't have the number 1 pick, you were like, do I take AB? Over the second, in the number 2 spot, do I take AB? Because AB was just that good.
Yeah.
And then he went crazy, and the rest is there. But
he's still crazy.
That's not the only thing that went wrong.
Talk about his trades.
Oh, man. So one of the most exciting things for us is we're starting to dive deeper and deeper into teams. Is we were analyzing the trade warlocks trades. And so we were really genuinely curious, how come a team that is 7-7 scored so few points? It couldn't just be AB, right?
No.
It couldn't just be AB. And then as we started to look at what were right, we're like, dude, what happened? And we were able to trace it back to one trade. One magnificent trade. And this is what's amazing. It
has the Detroit Lions written all over it.
Oh, yeah. And so this is what's so amazing. One team is suffering the consequences from this trade, right? And the other team is reaping the rewards, right? And so you got to give credit to the owner.
And here's the thing about this. None of these, they're all popular names. You're all going to know them all. But, it's not the Saquons of the world. It's not that.
It's impactful names, though.
It's impactful names, yes.
Okay, so
that's why trades are so important. Sorry, keep going.
No. Absolutely. So Borg, in his warlock mind, said, you know what's going to be a great idea? I'm going to get myself some Kerryon Johnson.
And whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
And Jeremy Wisely went, you know what? This dude's really going to want
Kerryon Johnson.
Kerryon Johnson.
And so he says, in Jeremy's mind, he's like this, oh my gosh, I've got one, right? He's like fishing, right? He's like, I got one, right?
I got it.
And he's like this, I want that Mixon fella.
Yep.
Because for some reason, I think he's better at football than Kerryon Johnson.
For good reason.
For good reasons,
For good
right?
reason.
And then in my mind, this is what happens. Bork is all like this. Oh, I'll show this Jeremy guy. Oh, yeah? You want Mixon? Well, I want Hilton.
And he said, all right, we'll just throw in a little bit of Cup.
Yeah,
And he's like, okay, sure.
just throw like a, all right, done, sucker.
So just to give this, so Mixon on the season went 13. Cup went 4. Now, listen, tell it 2 seasons, right? He had some down weeks, all that, but he still finished at wide receiver number 4. Mixon didn't come on until late in the season, but this is where it's at. Kerryon was number 54.
So let's compare that real fast. What did you say? Where did Mixon land?
13.
Who wouldn't take?
RB2, low RB2.
Who wouldn't take?
Please.
Who wouldn't
All
take
day.
him, right?
Yep.
And then where was Kerryon? What number?
54.
That's-
I didn't even know
that's-
they went that high.
That's a really large
Yeah.
disparity.
And then TY, remember, 4 for Cup. TY was number 57.
That's it. So let me get this straight. A top 5 wide receiver? Who wouldn't want a top 5 wide receiver? And where
Bork's
did he
like,
look?
not me. Let me just give it away, do that. And so, I mean, obviously that trade, we're going to break that down in just a second, a little bit further.
Good.
But his RBs, they were also, their position rank was Connor. This is what went wrong, remember? Connor at 36, Rojo at 26, Kerryon at 54, and Breida at 44. That's his
his RBs?
top running backs. Yeah, he had some other Kansas City ones, but he wasn't even playing them, wasn't thinking about playing them. So you know what? I've done a reversal. You should keep Rojo because he's literally the best running back on your entire roster. You should keep him, Bork.
That is, you know what? We all have down seasons in fantasy football, right?
Yeah.
And so just kind of looking through the lens of having a down season last year.
He didn't have a top 25.
He didn't have a top 25 running back. Is it a good sign? Is it a good sign if Rojo's your best?
Dude, he's going to drop Kerryon after this year. We'll get that in a second. I'm sorry. All right. His top player, pretty easy to predict. It was Lamar. He got him for $2, and he was
We don't
QB
even
number
talk
1.
about that.
So,
Lamar was
yep.
amazing. Hey, Bork, great job drafting Lamar. Great job drafting.
Tell him who the bus player was.
There's just too many to count. As you said, there's just too many to count. It's AB, though. AB's the biggest bust.
Yeah.
AB's the biggest bust.
He counted him to be top 5 wide receiver, and then it just went crazy.
Who-
Although,
who-
when he went to the Raiders, you're a little bit worried. But, all right, let's do a deep dive on the season. So,
Okay.
his season, he starts off at 1-3. Okay?
That's pretty good. 1 and 3 is pretty good. No, it's not. It's horrible.
Seriously, like, no, that's
horrible.
so it starts off the season pretty rough. But then guess what he does?
I'm assuming I'm going to use a little brain power
Yeah.
here. If he had 7 wins, I'm assuming he has to start winning at some point.
He does. He does have to start winning some. He wins 6 in a row.
Wait, 6 wins in a row?
6-game winning streak
Who
from
wouldn't-
week 5 on.
Who wouldn't love
Yeah,
to go on
think
a
about this.
6-game win
You're
streak?
Bork and you're like, oh man, look at me, I'm so good at fantasy. I'm 7-3 now. Like I'm doing so
7
well.
and 3 off a 6-game
Yes.
win streak?
Yeah.
Right?
He's like, oh, I'm a champion every single year.
Trade Wood.
Yeah, he's just riding that Lamar Jackson to winning games that he has no business of winning. But he's got 6-game win streak here, and he's thinking, dude, I'm going to the playoffs. I'm going to win a championship.
Yeah.
I'm going to do all this, even though my running backs suck.
Yeah.
And who cares about running backs? Any of that.
You don't
And
need
then-
running backs. You don't need good fantasy players to win.
And then you're probably smart enough to know that if he went 7-3 and went 7-7 overall,
Yeah, something happened. Something
he
happened.
lost 4 games to end the season.
So
He's like, yeah, I'm going to make the playoffs. I'm not going to make the playoffs.
if you're at 7 and 3,
Yeah.
winning 6 games,
Yeah.
you are thinking playoffs, right?
You are.
And then you're reading Jordan's power polls, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, that's right. That's right. Nobody believes in me, but here I go, right?
Yeah.
And then you go, what, 7 and 4 because you take that first
Yeah.
loss? No big deal.
No.
Win streaks have to come to an end.
Yeah.
Right? Then you hit what, 7 and 5? I can still turn this around. My team's good. 7 and 6, out of playoffs. 7 and 7, Sad face.
Sad face owner.
and it all comes back to this wonderful trade of going after Kerryon Johnson, T.Y. Hilton, 2 50 spot players, and giving up Joe Mixon and a Cooper Kupp.
And so we
Jimmy.
actually went
Bravo.
back and we looked at the games that he had won and lost, and we
This is so
switched
fun.
that, right?
This is so fun.
We transferred that from like 50, okay, running back 54, wide receiver
Mhm.
57. What happens if you replace them with actually their numbers? And we went and did some math,
Yep.
which took us a while because we're not
Yep.
that smart.
Took us a long bit.
Yeah. And what we figured out is if Bork had just switched those two, if he just had not
Just didn't
made
trade.
that trade,
Just don't do the trade.
not made that trade, he would have finished
11,
what place?
11-3. He would have finished in second place or possibly
Second
first.
place.
Who knows? But second place, 11-3.
We took it all the way up to the championship game. He would have played Jerry, and he would
He
have
would have
lost.
lost. He would have lost.
But he would have made second place.
11-3, and not just that. But here's the kicker to it. Not only would he have had a good season, right? A good season, and he could still hold on to his title trade for Warlock, right? But he would have actual keepers.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
In our all-important keeper league. Because here's the thing that we love about our league. We love about our league is there is the season you are playing that is extremely important that you want to win,
Yeah.
but there is also the very next season. And since we keep 6 players, this is something Ryan struggles with. Since we keep 6 players, your keepers are important. We're not a redraft league.
And I think Jordan has done a great job of recognizing when you're not in it and when you don't have the mix to do it. And it's like, hey, he made big trades, rebuilt, and then you look at his team now and it's like, man, that's a really scary. The more I talk about Jordan's team, the more I want to move him up. I think I put him 5th, and I'm like, man, maybe
because he's a good drafter.
Second,
he's
a good drafter as well,
savvy
but
now.
like he's solid across the board. Like,
yeah,
man,
if you
impressive.
look, Jordan and Jeremy have done a good job of walking their teams up, right?
Yeah, they have.
And I'll even say this: Jerry at one time was kind of this middling team that looked like he was fading out. He did a good job of kind of staying the course and bolstering up, right? And so, man, I just think it's so interesting that Bork, because of his love of Carry On, just gave up Mixon and he gave up Cooper Kupp and he got T.Y. Hilton. And hey, man, I've made some bad trades too, but that's an amazingly bad trade.
Oh,
and to think that if he didn't do it, he's 11-3. Second place, 11-3, and he's got good keepers. And he's got good keepers, which we can't.
And he doesn't anymore.
Yep.
Okay, so who will he keep for the 2020 season? I'll start us off there. He's going to keep Lamar. He has a transition tag on him. He's $2, so that's a no-brainer. He's going to keep Adams. Obviously, $50. He gets the $5 discount, so it takes it down to $45 because he traded for him. Okay, so then you got Rojo. I told you I've flipped on that. It's his best running back, so he needs to keep Rojo.
You can't let your MVP go.
Yes.
You can't let your MVP
And Rojo's actually gone up. He's at $7 now, where he was at $6, so it's a little bit more.
He's $1 up.
He's your best player. Yeah, he's
Dude,
moving up.
you got to break the bank.
Yeah.
You got to break the bank.
Connor somehow is more than Rojo, and he's $11. Hilton, we've already talked about at $15, and then McLaurin at $14. And I don't have him franchise tagging anyone because he's not going to do that with Adams because he needs to hold on to Adams because all the rest of his players are due to. I mean, I guess he could franchise tag Hilton or something and get an extra $7-8 bucks, but at the end of the day, it's like, what does it really matter? You get the most money anyway. So, anyways, you had one person different.
Yeah, exactly. The only different person is instead of T.Y., I have him keeping Devontae Parker just for the $3 bump up and having a younger player.
He's gone to $12 now.
He's gone to $12?
Yeah, it's $4.
Oh, man. Okay. So just for that extra cash, and that puts him at $109. I think it puts him $3 higher, but at the end of the day, does it really matter? No, it just doesn't. And here's what's I like about our league, because if you look at this player and you were like, hey, these are your 6 keepers and you're going into a draft and you didn't think about the other players that won't be available, you're like, this is good bones.
Yeah.
This is good bones for our team. You know what? You can add a great player, but you can't. You can't.
As you're talking through it, though, I could totally see keeping Parker over Hilton.
Yeah.
I think he has to keep Rojo at this point just because his running backs are so bad.
Dude, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you, right? I mean, $7, $11, you got to keep something. And because we draft rookies in our league. We draft rookies primarily in our league. Right?
So auction cash, I have it down at 106 right now, 109 for Ben. But essentially what that does is that's the highest amount that we've seen so far. I think the highest total that we'll see so far. If you want CEH, you'll pay for him. But let's get in. What do they need to do to compete?
So this is what I think. I think this is an unfortunate storm for Bork because this is a really juicy draft class, right? Very talented draft class. Yeah. However, very few players, if any, have, at this point, who knows what happens in training camp and opt-outs, but at this point, very few of these superstar players have a clear path to being the sole number one of their. So you look at Jonathan Taylor, you can say whatever you want. Marlon Mack's not going away. There's going to be some type of committee work there, right? CEH is very fortunate now that Damon Williams is gone. So at one point, I wanted a lot of money in this draft because I wanted Jonathan Taylors of the world, right? I wanted the Swifts of the world, right? I wanted these players. I wanted the Jerry Judys. Yeah. I wanted a piece of this pie. So money was important. And then the draft fell very unfortunately for you, Bork. So this is what I think Bork needs to do. I think he needs to have money for the draft because, there are going to be very valuable players there that are going to help teams win championships. But I think he needs to spend his draft money on a superstar. I really do. I think he's got to go lock down an RB1 or a WR1. Doesn't mean that that's where they're ranked. It just means that's where he thinks they're going to be. I think he needs to spend actual draft money on a proven commodity that
So trade someone and give them money for their player.
I would go buy a player if I was him. I would go buy a player. And
hey, that's a good deal. Come talk to me. I'll sell
you
a player.
You need to.
Yeah.
And the kind of the days of like, hey, I'm going to throw you $30, $40 and pay for this player. That's done, right?
Yeah.
Nobody does that anymore. We don't have the cash for it. But throwing $5, $7 towards somebody to get a proven superstar, most people are going to take that. Or I don't want to say most people are going to take that, but that's what you got to try to work. You got to try to overpay for a player. I think that's it.
Yeah. Here's the deal. I think he's got to spend his money wisely. The thing is, and I don't usually say this, but I'm just going to go a little bit away from my strategy here just a little bit. He needs a lot of players.
He does.
He needs some young talent that's up and coming. He needs to kind of spread it out a little bit. And so I would take Adams when he's at the height of who he's going to be. He's what, 29?
Yeah, he's still in his prime. He's a prime
But he's like
receiver.
29, 30, so he's getting up there. You're still a couple years away from competing.
Yeah.
And I would trade him probably for multiple pieces.
Take the Jordan approach.
Or I would try to go buy somebody. Like, you just got to bring in talent. I would not go after a CEH because you're going to have to spend $75 on a CEH. And then you're going, okay, I got an extra $20 maybe to this. I mean, go buy the, like, Swift. Go buy the Jonathan Taylor. I'd rather buy a few of those guys for, two of those guys for the same price as a CEH. And then I'm, like, starting to diversify.
Yeah.
And so...
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. I don't know if you could pull this off, but I'd try to buy like a Mike Evans or something like that. I'm not saying
you just
I
got
would.
too many broken players. Like, you got Adams, Connor, Hilton, all that, and you're going, man, these are guys that have had recent injury history, didn't play last year. I'm going to count on them to turn my team around, and even if they do, I don't know how much depth there is. So I would just try to get more people.
Try to spend your money wisely. I think we're both there, whether it's in the draft or trades. But either way, you cut it. At least you got money.
Where do you have him finishing?
I have him finishing in dead last place at 4 and 10. My gut says even lower, but here's the thing. In our league, it's extremely hard to lose more than 5 games. It really is. It's very, very hard to lose more than 5 games because usually players have 1 to 2 players that can hit big numbers, and I think Pork's at least got LJ, and at least he's got Adams. They can hit big numbers, but I don't think he's even going to get to 5.
I have him last as well. 3 and 11.
Man.
Sad face.
Sad face, bro.
I was reaching for 3. I was like, ooh, maybe not. No, okay, so we're going to keep moving here. I'm going to move us through some of our questions here, but we do have another sponsor. This is a sponsor that's another one that's very dear to us. This is Faucets Carpentry.
Man.
Faucets Carpentry. Here's the thing about
Might be the best business
Faucets Carpentry. He can build anything for you. But here's the reality. It must be oversized.
Yes, it has to be really big.
And you must be very, very patient.
Very patient. Very
It may take years for him to build you anything. Actually, show some of your handiwork here recently. This is an actual chicken coop from Ben's backyard.
I'm going to show it first to Brandon because he hasn't even seen it, right?
You painted it.
No, that's siding. That's siding I got, right? That's the siding.
Look at that.
I put the door on recently.
Yeah,
right?
that's nice.
So here it is. Can you guys see it? That's it. That's my chicken coop right there.
You see it takes up most of the backyard?
It's huge. It's huge. And here's the thing. It's not that it takes me a long time because I'm not working on it. Oh, I'm working on it. I'm working on it all right. However, the skills might not meet the passion.
Yeah, and here's the deal. After listening to all this, I've just decided that they should just call Ryan Owendowski instead. Just call Ryan.
Dude, Ryan will do it 5 times better.
Yeah.
20 times faster, right? You'll actually have something that you can walk into and be like, no, my kids can come in here.
Dude, do you know he put up one? He put up a chicken coop in like a day, and it looks awesome.
So, because Hanson loves us, right? He loves us. He wanted to stay with us, and all these type of things. No, he left us. So because Hanson loves us, he sent me a picture of what Ryan was working on to encourage me, to encourage my spirits, right? And it's, of course, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and put up in a day.
And everything looks great, right? And I'm looking at my warped wood that's all like Benny because, dude, generously, the church gave me some scrap wood, and I'm taking that scrap wood, dude.
He is.
But it's warped, and it's all sorts of other jankety. But call up Ryan.
But here's the thing with Faucets Carpentry is that with every single time that they do a job for you, you get a free chicken.
You get a free chicken, and not just that, I'll give you a dog.
All right, we're going to go through these quickly. We'll try to keep it under an hour here. All right, first question. One player this is from Bork. One player from each list has to get COVID and miss 3 weeks. Who would you pick? Yours is Kamara, Dak, or Zeke.
And I have to choose one player to get it?
Yeah, one player.
Dak.
One of those players.
Are you joking? That's in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Dak.
All right, read my list.
Dak. Okay, here's yours. Here's yours. Saquon, Dak, Nick Chubb.
Dak. God, that's so easy.
Hey,
we have the Red
we got
Rocket.
the Red Rifle.
Or wait, is he Red Rifle? I think Red Rocket's something else.
Is that like a place you eat?
No, let's not talk about it. All right.
But hey, you know what? He's going to become the Red Rocket with the Cowboys.
He sure is. Question 2. One player you didn't believe in that turned out to be a terrible take.
I won't lie. It's the Cheetah, right? When Tyreek Hill first hit the league coming out of, what was it, A&M?
Yeah.
I think it was. What's crazy is, like, everything I was listening to, all the fantasy experts were like, this guy has amazing talent, and this and this and this and this and this and this. And I was like, that guy's an idiot.
He still is an idiot.
He is. That guy's an idiot, right? And I really did. I thought not only was he an idiot, but I thought because he's an idiot, he wasn't going to work hard and he was never going to translate. But he did. He's phenomenal. I also thought after his first one good year, I thought he was a flash in the pan. I was like, he's never going to duplicate.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill.
Minus CMC.
Oof.
And I'm still holding out on that one. I still think he's overrated. No, I think drafted him top 10, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's a really high pick. And then I just his body's never going to hold up, and then he got freaking huge. And so I was very wrong. Actually, we had a write-in one here, and that comes from Matthew Borkowski, and it was Gary Johnson.
Yes. Hey, can I just say something about CMC too? And this is kind of always an interesting thing. Isn't it funny how one season, again, because you did it, one season changes the narrative on a player, right? Like last year, this time, nobody was saying CMC or Michael Thomas at the top of their positions, right? And the one season, because they did it, everything's changing. It's interesting to see that.
It's funny how every single year in fantasy, it's like whoever finished the best is carried over. I get it. It's like you do great, and you're going to be up there.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite cartoon growing up?
Why don't you go first? Because I know I don't want to steal your thunder from what you're super passionate about.
It sounds a little something like this.
I have
Transformers.
I knew where we were going. And what was that? Do it again. Now do the song. Sax it up.
But I would also give a second shout out to Dragon Ball Z.
Oh man, Dragon Ball Z.
Oh man, because I went back and watched Transformers recently, and it's terrible.
Of course it is.
Not the movies though; they're fantastic.
Oh, do you remember the song? You've got the touch.
Oh.
Now
that's the best movie of all time. 1985 cartoon version. That movie.
It's so good.
Trash?
Yeah, it's so good until the horrible guy named Rodimus gets Optimus killed.
Oh, shut up. Okay, we'll talk about that later. All right, Dragon Ball Z, because Dragon Ball Z is, I haven't watched it since I was in high school, but it's amazing.
Yeah, I loved it too. As a kid growing up, I loved Transformers. I still remember getting Optimus Prime. That was such a cool sound. It didn't sound anything like that, but it was really cool. And there were robots in disguise. Do you remember GoBots? When GoBots tried to compete,
I do.
right?
I do. I actually watched the whole toy history on it. Yeah, I did get one. And I was like, this sucks. Yeah, I was like,
every kid in America.
What is this? She's like, it's a Transformer. I'm like, it says GoBot. It's not a Transformer, Mom. Get out of here.
Get it out of here. What do you want me to get
my life?
And the other one was G.I. Joe, man. I loved G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe. And what's great about G.I. Joe is it was ahead of its time because it was racially diverse. Right? It was inclusive.
Why did you say that? Racially diverse.
Because I wanted to put on my social justice warrior voice in my brain. That's what I would sound like.
That's good.
But it was very inclusive show, right? You got Lady Jane. She was amazing,
Lady
right?
Jane.
I can't remember the name of them, but Bork, you probably can. There was the Indian guy.
Wasn't there like a snake?
There was a snake.
Yeah.
There was not a snake.
I got a snake.
There was a guy named Snake.
There was a guy named Snake. That's what I meant.
Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes. That's it. That's it.
Great
It's been a
show.
while
Great
since
show.
I thought about G.I. Joe. All right, last question. This came up on GroupMe yesterday. I think it's a really important question to ask. Why have you been mediocre since 2014?
Man, listen.
And are you bad at fantasy football?
Let me take one at a time.
Okay.
Why am I mediocre? Because
you got 1 minute to defend yourself.
No problem.
Okay,
no
go ahead.
Listen, I excel at it. I excel at being mediocre. Okay, so why am I bad at fantasy football? Look, I'm 45 now.
Yeah.
So there's some things I've learned about myself and I've accepted them. Right? Like people don't like me. I've accepted it, but I've adjusted. Right? I got into ministry. People have to like me. People have to.
That's why you got in ministry.
Oh yes,
sense.
People have to like me now because I'm in it. Right? The other one is I'm bad at fantasy football.
You're bad at carpentry.
No, I'm good. I'm still holding on to that one. I'm bad at fantasy football. How have I adjusted? I play with you guys, and you guys are horrible. You guys are poo-poo. So yes, I'm bad, but you guys are horrible, and that's why I can be mediocre in this league. Huh? That was pretty good stuff.
Hey,
right?
I like it.
Yeah,
I like
thank
it.
you. I embraced it.
Good. All right, next week we are up with Justin's team.
Justin, you have a good team. First off, I don't know why I'm addressing
He's
you.
top half.
I don't know if you watch
He's top
this.
half of the league. He doesn't watch it. He doesn't care about us.
Justin, you have a good team, but know this: we are the masters at spinning things to show how bad your team is, and that's we're coming. The next ones, we're coming.
I like Justin's team.
I think we got 4 teams left, right?
We got 5.
We're
top half now.
Oh, okay.
We're about. Justin didn't make the playoffs.
Oh wait,
so we're about to get in the playoffs.
Wait, we got Ryan's team coming up at some point too, right?
Yeah. Ryan was 3 last year. Talk about that rookie rub. It doesn't matter. All right, we'll see you guys soon. All of you except for Hanson.
Love you
because
guys.
You're a traitor.
Peace. Peace again.